What's up, guys? How's it going? Happy Wednesday. Alright, what's up, guys? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. What's up, Curtis Hill? Varbalicious, Mikey, J-Rock Smash. What's going on, guys? Let's take a look here. What's up, Bearded? How's it going? Alright, guys, so yesterday I left you guys with likely the best two trades on the chart to me were the mitigation here and the sweep of the low. So we did get a mitigation long in here, right? Range, initiation, mitigation, continuation. Now this could be an SFP, failed 3 drives at the high. That would obviously still come down to a break of the 15-minute here. If that happens, yeah, be careful. That would be targeting this low. Now, whether that comes down to form like a Wyckoff model like this, or it just goes down, right? Is yet to be seen, and you wait for structure to trade that, right? So, when we were... What's up, Zaid? Welcome in, man. I gotta turn this music down. Hold on. Oh, that was loud for you guys too. Hopefully y'all still heard me on that. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you can still hear over that. Alright, I can go over that again. Okay, so the levels are still the same. So this is still your 15-minute break of structure down here, right? Because you pulled the high here, which just moves the low here. Now, let's talk about how we would have caught the mitigation trade, right? So if you're waiting for this, well, you mark out your demand, right? Now, there were a couple confluences on this mitigation to take the trade. And obviously, since it's kind of like middle of the range here, we want to get a better stop loss, right, than all the way down here. So if you go to like the 5-minute, which is when we were talking about the trade yesterday, that's what I was telling you guys was on the mitigation play, you're looking for it to build some sort of 5-minute structure, break that structure, put your stop loss below here, and TP1 at the high, comes and takes the high, right? What was that trade? That's like a 3-to-1 trade. It was a nice trade earlier in the morning. Obviously, you had to be awake for that, right? But so that was the mitigation. So now it's just patience still, right? So a lot of the important levels are still the same. So we have Our 4-hour break of structure is still up here, right? We're still rejecting from previous supply area. Did they give you? They didn't give you any structure up here. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so the 15-minute important level is still down here. Let's take a look at oscillators here. Man, this could get ugly if structure doesn't shift here. Let's go to 12-hour. Yeah, money is aggressively coming out on the 12-hour. You got tight RSIs down. Yeah, I mean, if this 4-hour trigger wave confirms here downwards and we don't catch ourselves on like this order block, we're coming lower. Like daily structure is bearish. So one thing that's kind of interesting on this dump, right, that it hasn't quite proved yet. So there's talk of this like possibly being a spring, right? I'm definitely not convinced this is a spring yet. So what would need to happen? Let me get a clean chart here. So the first thing, obviously, if this is going to be a spring of like a larger trading range, we'd want to see so the issue today is we kind of came up and we're kind of rejecting off of this previous range, right? We tried to hold it here, came down, swept below. If this is going to be a swing of like a larger trading range, we'd want to see it reclaim the range and then try to move up, right? But right now it's just rejecting, right? It's coming up to resistance and we're getting a rejection. Cool. So step one, flip your 4-hour. 4 hours. Yeah, we still don't have any. I still favor a sweep of this low, honestly. But we'll see what happens. So we do have. What does our day look like? We have our 13 EMA on our daily crossing bearish for the first time since back here. Yeah, guys, I mean, this is a clear daily break of structure. I still like 103. Obviously, we might not get it right. This could very well go up, right? We did hit a range deviation here. We are holding, right? So, but again, just let it prove itself with structure. If you're trading, you should be trading. Especially in an environment like this, you should be expecting lower highs. You should be aggressively taking profit. And if you're going to trade, you should be using structure to make sure you have like a 3-to-1, at least a 3-to-1 risk to reward for taking longs. If you're taking shorts, you're just waiting for bearish break of structures at key levels, right? So if we zoom in, whenever we came up here, have taken the short here. Whenever we came up here, they didn't really give you structure. We just broke it bearishly now, which makes it a little more dangerous because you have a wider stop, right? So just be aware of that. But there is some hopium, right? So there's hopium on the 15-minute. And the hopium is that it's very possible that this could be, and this is the 15-minute, guys, right? We know where our 4-hour break of structure and stuff is, but it's very possible this could be a Wyckoff model over here, right? And this, whenever we were looking at it yesterday, this was the third hit, right? It's very possible. All right, you have your break in here, right? And then you have your SOS, and you mitigate your backup phase, and now kind of consolidating. We would have to break up, reclaim the channel, and then we can talk, right? Because at that point, you flipped. Ooh, we got a 1-hour flip down here. At that point, you flip like some 2-hour structure, and you're inside the range again. It's starting to look good. So Bull scenarios. First one, reclaim the range. Hold it, look to go up, find some structural entry there. Obviously, if you're in a trade from the mitigation, you should have taken profit and your stop loss here. Cool, if it runs, it runs. And then bearish is just coming down to at least sweep this low. So this would be the other place I'd be looking for a long, is a sweep down here, or if we're reclaiming this, would be the next levels. And that would be on a 2-hour time frame. Still, in terms of like getting long and holding it for Valhalla, we still have to see a 4-hour market structure, which as it stands is all the way up here, which is why I'm looking here. We'll see. Otherwise, yeah, 103.4 is like the next juicy level, right? That would be underneath your daily 200 EMA. Right? That would be like 50% of this vector candle. It would be like the daily order block that we're talking about. It's a really nice level. Like 103.4. Okay. I just want to let you guys know that like this does still look bearish. This does still look bearish to me. It has not. Right? What have we been saying ever since here? We got a little bit of, hey, pay attention here, but that just failed, right? It's guilty until proven innocent, right? So since the 4-hour, the 6-hour, and the daily are all in a downtrend, should be favoring shorts, which is why, where do we reject from? Probably 15-minute order. Yeah, 15-minute order block, right? Previous demand range. We SFP'd internal 4-hour structure here. Yeah. I think down until we at least sweep this low. Then what would change my mind? Like a 2-hour structure break and reclaiming this range. I could get a little convinced. What would definitely change my mind? A 4-hour structure break. That's where I'm at right now. Let's look at indications here. So you get the 4-hour buy signal on Cipher Matrix. You get a nice pump out of that. Yeah, it's just bothering. Like, we need to get this trend ribbon to flip. This just looks like a retest of previous lows, right? Like, this doesn't look exactly bullish for me. Still got some more work to do. Still got some more work to do. Oof. This does look good, though. Oof. Oh, yeah, look at that. You have your point of control down here at 104 as well. We're at a golden pocket right now. I mean, we did break structure. Yeah, it's just dangerous, but you do have RR to take a long back up to the top here. Just stop under here. But I like down here better, or I'll get in a little late up here. But it's there. Alright. Oh, some more people came in here. What's going on, Max? What's going on, Cubanadian? Dutchy, what's going on, man? Kango, good to see you. Jalapeno, what's up? Alright, let's check out ETH here. See, ETH did a lot more movement, but it did the exact same thing Bitcoin did, right? Like, all it did was put in like an accumulation model down here. This one, ETH put in, let's see. ETH hasn't even really mitigated yet, to be honest with you. I would expect it to mitigate this decision demand. And that's where the golden pocket is too. Yeah, this and the spider line. This is an interesting level on ETH right here. Very interesting level. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean just long it when it gets there? No, it means like the same thing that we did with Bitcoin, right? Wait for it to put in like 5-minute structure down here, break that, and then get in, stop loss below low, targeting, run up with highs. It's the same trade. Yeah, so sorry, what was I saying before? So yeah, so ETH gave you a nice short opportunity up here. Luna, come here. It's okay. Come here. Sit down. Good girl. Okay. Well, yeah, so up here, let's clean up the chart a little bit. So we came into this supply, right? We knew this was going to be supply where we hit our head. So what are we looking for? We're looking for a bearish break of structure on a higher time frame, right? So it gives you that. It doesn't pull this high, so. I would consider the break here, right? Because we form a high, we take out this, we form another high, we put in a low. It's kind of in the weeds. I would understand taking a short there, but technically the breaks here come back up to supply. Take a short on supply. That short made sense. I can understand why you would take that short. They break structure here, they run your stops, and then they drop it. Altcoins, man. Okay. Yeah, so I saw that. So if we're looking for where to get long on ETH, right? So it's the same thing what we were talking about before. So we'll take a look at the higher time frames in a minute. I just want to get this idea out there. Yeah, so you have your golden pocket 786 area here. So we'll kind of move this box, or we'll just make a new one. Make the chart. Right, so we have our key bounce area here. We also have demand here. Now, if this is going to come back down and make a larger Wyckoff model, we would be expecting the bounce from here or here to continue, right? Did you have a break of structure before that? I think we did. Yeah, we did. We had a break here. So really, did it make it all the way down there? Let's see. Oh, you did have a 30-minute order block here. That makes a little bit more sense. Okay, but basically to flush out what I'm thinking here with ETH, right? So unlike Bitcoin, ETH has already broken structure on the 15-minute. Now, I'd like to see a push down into this golden pocket 786 area. Let's map it out a little bit better. So if we're using 5-minute structure to enter this, right? I'd like a sweep down, break some structure there, get a nice RR. You can get long here on the break, and you can look to run this liquidity back to the high. Now, the levels that I'd be looking for is this GP786 like spider line area. Basically, this decision block here, right? So if we're marking that out, it's basically from like 44.55 to like 4,400. If you lose that, you're looking for this order block down here, 4,300 to 43.17, with a possibility of an SFP. But your basic assumption should be that this is going to come down and take the low because we are bearish, which means that you shouldn't just be setting along here and forgetting it like we do maybe if we were under 4-hour bullish structure, right? Because you're just looking to get onto the 4-hour trend. But since our 4-hour is bearish, right, we wouldn't be operating on the assumption that this area is going to hold like we would if we were under bullish 4-hour. We're running under the assumption that this area is not going to hold. So you have to be a lot more disciplined with your entries, right? So you have to understand, like on Bitcoin, it's a great example of the point I'm trying to make right now. So like Bitcoin earlier today, we knew that we were looking for this mitigation trade, but that's why last time on the stream I said, hey, let it develop some structure here, break that structure, and then you can put your stop below the low, right? And then you got a 3-to-1 just back to this local high, which you should be assuming that it's going to get rejected since we're in a downtrend, right? So you should be aggressively taking profit, take profit targets. Now this could continue up, right? I mean, it's under bullish 15-minute, but ETH being under bearish is not the best sign, right? All right. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Hopefully, as I just stand up here and do this in front of you guys every day, it starts to make a little more sense. What's up, CF? How's it going? What's up, Cubanian? Sol, I know when to get back into a spot. Yeah, for sure. We can definitely look at Sol. What have I not done on ETH? I got distracted. Came up to supply. Notice how these areas just work, right? Like we were talking about yesterday, how we needed to come above here, otherwise we're likely just going to get rejected from supply here, put in a new low, right? Price comes up, we get bearish price action at supply, short it down. Let it prove itself. We are in an environment of prove it to me. Here, we'll just prove it. Prove it. Let structure show you the move. Otherwise, you're just buying into a downtrend. Max, could you look at ATT ontology? I'm looking to short it at. Yeah, we'll probably have some time, man. You can look at that. Yeah. Oh, look at ontology. Yeah, sure. Okay. Any questions on ETH before we move on to Sol or ontology? So the levels are still the same. Nothing has changed. This is still your 4-hour strong or week low. This is your 4-hour strong high, right? But we can do a little bit of a lesson here. So what's another way that you can use this tool, right? So we use this to look at deviations, but you also look at if this is going to be our 4-hour structure, right? Bearish structure now, bearish structure. You'd be looking for shorts in the premium of the range, in the top 75% of the range, right? So whenever we have a lot of confluences up here, like we did on ETH, like we have the 4-hour supply block, we have in the premium of the range, and then you come up here and you get a 15-minute bearish break of structure on ETH, right? Then you look to short in the premium of the range, which you'll notice like whenever we came back up, that's where we got rejected from along with this supply block, right? The stop loss here. And you're looking to target the lows, right? When we're in an uptrend and I give these shorts, right, I'm just giving you the next target of like this order block, right? Or the 786 or something like that. But since we're in a bear trend, you actually would be targeting this low to break. That would be your target for the short. Okay. Cool. Do Sol. Yeah, let's take a look. Nice exit, Cuban. You got out of here, right? Yeah, Joanne? Glad it's working well for you. Man, we had a was that? Oh no, the 4-hour break was here. Man, we got the low from here too. Dang. We've been giving you guys this Sol analysis has been banging. I'm gonna take a second. That's crazy. Got long here, got long here, got long here. Let's go. Got short like somewhere up in here. Or it might have been over here. Yeah, I think it's over here. Cool beans. Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look. I mean, You got out at nice. Nice. Selling rips. Oof. That's a clean exit, bro. I'm still bullish on Sol. Still think Sol's gonna rip. But let's talk about it. So obviously we'd be interested in this range down here. Okay, I gotta clean this chart up. Hold on. You guys saw it. You guys see everything we're doing here. Okay. So I would be interested down here. You were giving some deeper pullback numbers, so if things get, we'll take a look at if things get really bad. But yeah, I mean this EMA posturing on the daily is really nice. We are still under bearish 4 hour because you break your 4 hour here. You don't really have. Let's see. The 1 hour is what we were trading before. Do we have bearish 1 hour yet? Man, I mean, yeah, I'll give you some areas if we come down, but this doesn't look bad to me. Okay. We'd be interested in this unmitigated demand here. Let's see, did we... Luna, come here. It's okay. So that is good for a little bit of relief, right? I would say if Sol reclaims this downtrending momentum, I think it's finally going to break 209. And after it breaks 209, guys, it's going to be a really quick move to 224. Like if we go back in time, right? What happens generally? Break 209, straight to 224. Break 209, straight to 224. Break 224, straight to 209. Break 204 to 224, straight to 209. Break 209, straight to 224. Right? So just something to be aware of. Then we're kind of knocking on the door of this resistance. If it breaks through, spot holders will be happy. Alright, so that first area to look is going to be like 198 to 193. Is this a 1 hour order block? This is like really ugly price action here. Like, it's being aggressively bought up. Is there volume in there? Look at the daily. 12 hour. Yeah, there's like anchor trigger on the 4 hour. I can see why you. And I mean, we're just realizing profit right at the high. Alright, what levels did you say? Let's see. 158 to 165 area. Ooh, that would be bad for Sol. I think I see what you mean. I would like to see Sol hold this low. Yeah, so if you come back down here, I agree with you, Cuban. I think it'd be a good spot buy because I think you start losing this level and things get really ugly for Soul, like not wanting to own Soul levels. Yeah, I mean, I like that area. Anywhere in this previous accumulation model, I like. Preferably somewhere like in here, like 168 to 163. But if I'm being honest with you, I don't really necessarily expect this to fail. Unless Bitcoin's just going to dump. But there's nothing screaming at me in here that this can't sweep the high. But hey, we know how to find out, right? I mean, if this 1 hour low breaks, did they take this high before putting that in? I would consider the low here. If this 1 hour low breaks around 200, then I'd say yeah, look out for these levels. And I would just look for, since you're doing like a big spot swing, I would just look for like a 1 hour structure break out of one of these areas. You can ride it back up to the liquidity. What would be really good, I think that if Sol closes a 4 hour candle above this high, above 214, it's going to 224. Yeah, that's what I got for you, man. I see this area, and then kind of the same area you're looking at, but I would really want like this area to hold. What I do like about your idea is maybe coming down and sweeping this lower high. Like if we sweep 161 and like break some key structure there, I think you got another really nice swing on your hands. No, I hear you, Cuban. No, I'm interested as well. This is all I can see. I don't really. That would be like if there was like an A++ play on a retracement that you could take, I would take the sweep of this low. That's where I would have my alert set. But otherwise, I think Sol's probably going to 224. We will see. All right, cool. We wanted to look at Ontology. Is that a crypto or is that a stock? Oh, it is a crypto. Ontology. All right, let's see what we're looking at here. Oh, scam volume. What's going on? Jesus, man. This looks like it's going to 0, bro. Sorry, let's take a look. Ooh, man. SFP on the weekly. Bearish break structure on the weekly. I'll tell you what, Max, if you're wanting to trade this bad boy, I would make sure, I mean, it's got a perfect setup. Like, it broke weekly structure here, and then it just failed immediately. Like, you could, like, this kind of looks like a 1, 2, 3, right? But let's prove it. Let's break some structure. So, you close above 1805 here. And yeah, you might have a little bit of room to come up, right? You could come up. It's got like a 50% move on it, right? To the next area of interest and liquidity. But right now, it just looks like this is a giant liquidity grab off some news, and now it's coming right back down. Yeah, bro, this does not... Hold on, let me see... I mean, it was mostly buyers in this wick. just gives me is the same vibes of like here, right? SFP becomes sweep to low. I mean, yeah, if you look in the past, man, like all of these areas where you have just like a huge volume spike to the upside like this, they get sold off. I mean, you could argue that it's compared to this week, but this week it broke structure. So I'd say on the bull side, right? So what you're looking for is basically what happened here. Right? Let it prove itself, let it break structure on the weekly, then let it come down to mitigate, and then you might have a play for like a new high. But right now, man, I mean, you've got really bearish posturing on your EMAs. Like, these are just screaming bearish. Like, there's just a lot of, like, so if it looked like this, so let's hide the price action here. So if it looked like this on your EMAs, yeah, this looks like something that I'd want it long, right? Like for example, if we look at like Sol, right, or these things that are posturing good, right? Notice the difference in like why I'm so bullish on Sol here. Like when you look at the 50 and the 200 EMA on the weekly, that's what you want to see if you're going long on something, right? Or like on the daily, right? We saw our daily cross, and we wanted to, and we got really bullish below it because there's a really bullish spread on the daily EMAs. If it looked like this, we would be looking to short the hell out of this thing up here, right? So it's just understanding that ontology right now. Like even on the daily, your 50 still below your 200. Yeah, like it's posturing up. So it's saying, hey, there's a possibility that we could get some hope here. But to me, I would rather reduce my risk and enter after it proves itself on the weekly, rather than enter here, this end up being just a liquidity grab, and they just take it to zero again. Yeah, Cuban sorry. In a nutshell, ONC does not look. There's just better plays out there. Like if you're seeing your EMAs like gaps like this to the downside, both pointing at like the ground, right? It's just way too much risk for me. Yeah, but that's what I have for you. I mean, you break weekly, maybe. For the short, I mean, take the lows. I mean, it depends what time frame you're trading, right? And it depends when you got in on the spike. I'm glad to hear that you're short on this thing, though. You're at a 4-hour order block right now. It's hard for me to. A lot of shorts got stopped out. Target for your shorts probably 15 cents. Now, you start breaking some structure in here, and you would close the short, right? But I would expect a bounce to 15 cents because you're going to be sweeping the liquidity in these lows, and you're going to be tapping demand. Yeah, you can hold it through that if you'd like, but just like I would take something off the table. Right now, it's just like the... So did you pull this low? You did pull this low. Yeah, so unless you start closing candles above 17 cents, you're good in your short to 15 cents. That's what I got for you. You start closing candles above 17 cents, you got some issues. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we can look at that, Cuban. Currently mitigation on the 4-hour, you own a lot of it? Alright, I trust you. We'll take a look. I mean, it's got a pretty low bar to beat ontology, bro. Let's take a look. This is a beautiful. This is gonna be a little off topic, but for my cipher matrix guys, this is a beautiful example of that strategy, right? Where you get a reversal, you lose the reversal band, you retest it as resistance, and you short it down. Right? You lose the reversal zone, purple trend ribbon, come back up for the retest, short the retest, look for the rejection wick, down. Okay. Let's start with the weekly. So technically all of this structure is internal weekly structure until like here. Which is good because of a new project like this. If you broke weekly, you'd be. So what did it do? It SFP'd the weekly low. Love it. Actually, I would consider the weekly low kind of down over here. I don't know. I'd consider it. I like it like this. Now, internal weekly structure, you had a lot of trouble at the structure break area. Likely area of interest for me is down here, this order block. That could give you your like 1, 2, 3. Let's zoom in a little bit on the daily. All right, so daily 5200 strategy. They did a giant liquidity pump today. A lot of volume today. Did something happen? Yeah, I like, if you want to get involved in this coin, I like it down here. 3694. On the 4 hour. So you did break some 4 hour structure, which is nice. So this coin's actually recovered stronger off from the news pump than others. Let's see, are we getting, I see what you mean. 886 probably on this, yeah. Yeah, more locally, if you're trying to get in on this trend, if you think Bitcoin's going to bounce here, or Bitcoin proves it's going to bounce here, I like 886 on this play. I'd take a 15-minute structure break into this area. Run the highs. A lot of liquidity. Little Darth Maul buy. This looks like the only gross part is this kind of looks like a buy to sell, right? Like almost equal buy and sell volume in the next candle. Someone moved to. That's not actually that much volume. Yeah, the two areas of interest that I see on the chart, more locally, you have the area around like 4650, but a really nice play on this would be an entry down here. Yeah. Can I see what happened to Crow Coin? Sure, let's take a look. A little chill stream here. What happened to Crow? Oh, it pumped. Finally, this coin has been... It's due. Crow holders needed a win. Nice, nice. When you only show this much history, that looks like a nice chart. Yeah, really nice chart. Okay. Oof. I mean, there's a business behind this coin, and I gotta say, right? So what were we just talking about in terms of using moving averages to determine like sentiment, right? Like the 50's above the 200 pointing up, and they're both pointing like straight up, right? That's nice. Obviously, we're not gonna long this thing up here, right? I mean, if you're scalping, you can get away with it until structure breaks, right? If you know what you're doing. You know how to ride a pump with structure until structure breaks, right? We can do a little how to degen thing here. So when you're riding a pump like this, right? So it's gonna keep pumping until structure breaks. So you can play like the 5 minute, for example. So you can wait for it to set like a high. Wait for it to break a high, right? And then you can just play kind of the pullbacks, right? So if you have your fib tool, generally you do like golden pocket, but this one you would have probably done like getting long on the break of that high because the stop loss is so low to ride it up, right? But basically it's just like saying until 5 minute external breaks, I'm just going to keep longing, right? So if draw your golden pocket here, right? Easiest trade ever. Take your long position, golden pocket, put it behind your strong low. Now this is going to come into play on altcoin season for sure. Like if you guys can master market structure before altcoin season, you guys can make a ton of money just longing these garbage coins using market structure. There's so much money to be made, right? Right, so there's your simple 3-to-1, leave a runner trade, right? And you just keep doing it until the structure breaks, right? So if it gives you another break, right? Cool, I'm going to grab another entry. Look at that. Golden pocket bounce, right? This is how you FOMO with good risk management, right? Stop below. TP1 at the 1618. I didn't place that right. It should be a 3-to-1, right? But then you leave a runner. And when do you leave your runner until? You leave your runner until 5 minute structure breaks, right? You leave a runner until 5 minute structure breaks. So then so how many have we done so far? 1, 2, 3. So you've done 3 trades so far without them cutting you out structure wise. Now, you guys are structure guys, right? You guys know that this high never got broken. And we also didn't put in a low here. So where is our 5 minute structure or low? Here. Right? So where do we pull our fib from? We pull our fib from structure. And look, they let you do it again. Wham bam, right? You hop onto the golden pocket, stop below the strong low, targeting the 1618. TP1 is at previous highs. TP1 is always at previous highs when you're trading on market structure, right? But do you guys understand? Like there's a lot of leverage in here, but it's not in danger until you break structure. Everybody down here is safe and chilling. And guess what they're doing? Price comes up, taking profit, adding to the position. Price comes up, taking profit, adding to the position. Price comes up, taking profit, adding to the position. And they're just compounding their wins. This comes into play a lot during altcoin season, right? You're just writing it up, and then once structure breaks, you'll see it do like the, oh, we're Superman, 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 Superman. Oh, get out. And then it will rug everyone, right? So just put a 1 in the chat if the structure stuff makes sense. AR Perez, what's up, man? Welcome to the channel. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, and join that Discord link to the top of the chat. It's the best place to chat with us during the day. A couple people. All right, cool. You want to know how to? That's what we just going over here. You may have to slow this down and go back and watch it, but basically you could have rode Crow up on this pump without FOMO like 5 times already. safely with good risk management, right? And that why is that important, right? Because if you win this trade, you win this trade, or you win this trade, you win this trade, and then finally 5-minute structure breaks and you lose one of them, well, you just made, let's say you're risking 1%, right? You just made 5% and lost 1%. Just by no indicators, you don't need anything except market structure and riding a pump. Some of the fastest money you can make, right? Riding a pump with good risk management. This really is the stuff that no one teaches that you need to understand. Yeah, we can look at SCI real quick. Yeah. Did I really? I mean, I showed you guys how. Yeah, I mean that's really all I can do for y'all when something's doing like this. I can give you a target. 32 cents. 32 cents takes the profit. Actually, wait a minute. What are you hiding over here? Oof. Oof. I'm lying. You should take some profit right now. If you lucked out in this, if you look, let's see. No, okay, not right now. All right, don't hit the button right now. Wait for 5-minute structure to break. Wait for 5-minute structure to break. If it doesn't happen here, it will probably happen at 32. That's what I would say. So either wait for sweep the high, break structure to the low, and get out here, or wait for sweep the high, break the low, get out here. Either way, just play off 5-minute structure. That's what I see. All right, SCI real quick. It looks hard to apply. Max, try just deleting everything off your chart and just looking at market structure. See if you can spot it a little easier. Go watch the market structure course that we did. All right, so we hit our second target. More than anything, Max, just stick around, bro. I'll get it in your head. Just doing this all the time. Interesting. Yeah. So you're still under. No, because you break your daily. Yeah, technically. Looks a little head and shoulders-y. It doesn't look awful though. It doesn't look awful. Let's see. It's got some work to do. So your 1 hour flips bearish at supply. Yeah, it's the longest video on the channel. It's I think it's called Market Structure Course or something like that. Okay, so you guys know when you pull 1 hour structure here and then you break it, right? The short was here. I would look for SCI to I would look for SCI to come back down here. That's what I'd be looking for. This was the trade I would have seen on SCI. Let's look at where we can look for longs. Mitigation. I'd be looking down here. Down there, or an SFP of this low. Or an SFP of this low. One of those two. Would that give us a nice 4 hour setup? It would. Yeah. That could give us... I'll extend this a little bit. It would be really nice if it could do something like this. Oof, that would be beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I know you like shorting, so I figure you're probably short from somewhere up here. I saw you posting SCI shorts today. Nice. It bounces hard. Yeah, so what I can say is most helpful for you. So if you're holding a short, just watch 5 minute market structure, right? So your stop loss could have been here, then your stop loss could be moved to here, and then let's say you make a new high, you come down, stop loss can move to here. And by trailing your stop loss behind market structure, you make sure that if it does do SCI things, it gives you like a sharp reversal, you're out with your profit here, right? So if you're like going to bed or something, or you're just not watching the chart, just trail your short, like you're chilling right now, just trail your short behind market structure. And then if market structure breaks bullish and you're coming back up and it breaks bearish again, you can just get back in, right? Stop loss above here, targeting wherever the low was. So that's my advice to you. And then I would have yeah, I would have alerts down here like 26, 27 cents. That would be the dream. You're likely going to get a bounce here because it hasn't been mitigated yet. So another area that I would set alerts is 28 cents and an SFP of this low at, yeah, basically 28 cents area. So if you can come down, you can put in some 5-minute structure down here, you break it, I would definitely advise taking this to try to run this up. Cool beans. That's what I see on SCI. Guys, you guys are absolute legends. So we're doing new time slots this week, and it was a little slow, so I appreciate all you guys for being here. You guys that show up every day, I truly appreciate you guys. As always, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell. Make sure you join the free learning Discord at the top of the chat. Trade safe. Much love. Wave Cipher out, guys. Y'all take care.